Hello! Welcome to the season finale of Season 2, where I actually look at my guests of Vtuber Vault, because I actually put us in the right positions. The monthly talk show where I bring on guests and VTubers that I either look up to, that I'm friends with, that just catch my interest in general, and X, Y, and Z. This week, or this month, not week, we have Lumi, who I will let actually introduce herself.
Hello, my name's Lumi. I'm a Millennial Galaxy Goddess, VTuber, variety streamer, artiste, pro bad gamer.
If last night was anything to go by, I'm also a pro bad gamer. Jesus Christ.
I love when people come into my streams and try to backseat me, and I'm just like, no, and then they get mad at me for being bad at games, and I'm like, and when did I tell you I was good at them? I never did.
I do things out of spite when people try to backseat. The most infamous story I have is I was playing Red Faction Guerrilla back before I became a VTuber, and I decided that I was going to take out a bridge, and someone comes in after I had started taking it down, and they're like, oh, you're supposed to wait until this point in the story to take down bridges because you get this weapon, and you're supposed to use that. And I'm like, that's cool. Pulls out hammer, spends next 45 minutes taking out bridge with hammer.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, I posted a video on my TikTok recently about my first shiny encounter in ZA, and it was just full of comments going like, reaction time 0, what is that reaction time, like, get good, give up. I'm like, I'm sorry, am I playing Pokemon or am I playing Elden Ring? Like,
the only two types of negative comments I've gotten, TikTok is by far the worst for it. Because it's kids that have zero attention span. A lot of my lore videos on TikTok would just be like freaking AI reaction meme or freaking shut up, nobody cares, blah blah blah, and it's like, dude, you're like 12. You're not supposed to be hearing about the lore of creatures from a freaking, not even grimdark, but you know, talking about the region that is known for its lethality and whatnot. You're not old enough to even consume my content. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
But the two ones I get, as recently people have been talking about the shading on my model, because, namely the hair. Because...
What about it?
I don't have a lot of shading in my hair in general. People are like, oh, you should try shading, or some people are like normal and productive about it. They're like, oh, you should try shading your hair. I think it would make it pop more. And it's like, yeah, the problem is that there's 3 whole videos on all of YouTube about like actually shading white hair, and only one of them is anything resembling a tutorial that isn't just go and buy my course, because 2 of those videos are from the dark age of YouTube tutorials.
Hit or miss those.
The other one is when I was using the list model back in October, because I had boobs. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Male voice coming out of woman model. Oh my god, you must be
before.
You must be trans. I'm going to be transphobic despite the fact that I haven't even gotten confirmation if you're trans. It's like, okay.
Okay.
Cool, you've gotten yourself a ban, and I'm not even offended because I'm not trans. Your words mean nothing to me.
They're so funny when they think they can hurt you.
Right.
I've had so many people tell me to get a job, and I was like, honey, I'm fully employed. I'm doing this in my part-time.
People assume that you don't have a job, and it's like, no, I make money. I own a house.
I make almost $30 an hour. I am a homeowner. This is my hobby. Try different insults.
I had one person on like an old video go, what would your father say? And I'm like, And, like, that was at the time where they were living in my house because their house was still getting renovated. And I was like, I mean, it's normally a thank you for helping with the bills.
Right.
It's like, your words mean nothing because you're trying to assume, like, the worst assumption ever. Also, hey, Sundrake, thanks for the follow. How are you doing tonight?
Hi, Sundrake! Welcome. Hi.
But, granted, TikTok in general, a lot of people are abandoning it because apparently a lot of, I mean, US, the servers are still bunk because they're still government owned, which, still the funniest thing ever. We accusing China of owning the servers and freaking using it to fleece data for, like, years in order to get TikTok on our side, and then we make the servers government owned.
And then they continue to do the thing that they were talking about.
And then like half of TikTok's dying because the servers are dog ass.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of mutuals like leaving TikTok because of their view suppression, and the creator fund is an absolute joke if you can even make it into the creator fund.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm just using it as a vessel to try and get people to come over to Twitch. I got to a point where I didn't even see it as worth the extra 5 seconds to post to it and tag, because I went from 1K views and like 3 follows per video to the month following, or the 2 weeks. I think I only gave it 2 weeks before I gave up because it was literally just exhausting to see just how dead it became. Less than 100 views per video, and in that entire time, I think I got a net of 2 follows. Because I lost 3 followers. Yeah, I think I get 1 or 2 followers per video, but my views are still stuck in the 200, 250 range.
Yeah.
I recently did I was doing 500 to 700 views for a hot minute there, finally, after being in 200 view jail for like 2 years. And then I ran an experiment to post several times a day. And for like a month. And that dropped my views back down into the 200 range, but I was at least getting a couple followers per video and some transitioning over to Twitch. But at this point, I just use TikTok Studio to put free captions on my videos and then upload it on YouTube and Instagram from there.
Fair enough. Gaz gave me auto subber for DaVinci Resolve. Well, he told me that it existed. I wouldn't exactly say that he freaking gave me one. He told me it existed and I had to still hunt for it. And for a bit, it actually stopped working because it obviously connects to an external server, and so sometimes it does like a lot of mods do, and it breaks for a little bit between updates.
Yup.
Because it functionally is just a mod.
Yeah, I have tried to use DaVinci Resolve, and I hate it. At this point, I don't really even edit anything. I take the clip from Twitch, I make it vertical, I maybe cut out some dead air, add captions, upload. Minimal effort. Just to get something out there.
I've done a lot of yapping things because when I started doing Facebook and Instagram stuff, because someone told me about trying out Facebook, because apparently it had started doing like actually decent stuff for people that are creators and whatnot, and I'm like, I've seen like Bow and whatnot on there, so I guess I'll give it a go. And then, like, obviously once I created an actual account, I started getting recommended other actual VTubers and whatnot, instead of just, hey, here's this shitty meme page that has 16 watermarks across it like it's an iFunny post. And I'm like, well, I've got a bunch of backlog, and I've also got a bunch of other, like, shorts and whatnot. So what if I just upload every day? And then I found Phloxigan on Instagram, and she had been doing, actually no, I think they go by they.
I love vlogs. They're super cool.
Had been doing every day. And I'm like, I mean, I do have a lot of stuff that I can do, and I like to listen to my... I don't like to listen to my own voice. I like to listen to myself talk, is what I always say.
Right. Yeah, I met with Rye or Die, and she gave me like this whole like analytics breakdown, and told me like how the 3 times a day for a month worked for her. And so I ended up giving it a shot, and like, yeah, my views tanked per video, but I am steadily gaining more followers on TikTok. And then the transition over, honestly, I feel like doesn't come much from TikTok, but I do get more crossover from YouTube and like maybe Facebook and Insta, because when I upload to Insta, it automatically uploads it to Facebook for me.
I know for sure that I have gotten them from Facebook, because I've outright had people say when they join in for the first time chat, hey, I'm from Facebook, and it's like, oh, sick, cool.
I wish more people would do that. I wish more people would do that, because I want to know. But I get a lot of offline follows, so I'm like, I don't know where you came from. I don't know how you found me.
I get offline follows, but they'll like chat like sometimes when they pop in. The problem is that some of them wind up being like, I'm going to follow while I'm in German time zone, and I'm going to follow at like noon for me. And it's like, haha, I'll be sure to catch some of those streams, and it's like 3 a.m. for most of them when I actually
and you're
stream.
Like, well, I will never see you again.
But they'll like comment on like the videos or the VODs or whatever, so it's like, I know you exist. I appreciate you, even if you can't catch me live.
I do try to remember if I do get a live follow. I'm like, how'd you find me? But not many people answer that question. I don't know if I say it too fast or what.
Also, thanks for the follows, Slum and Dosu. I'm assuming that's the part of the name that I'm supposed to use. When those long names get in, I don't exactly know.
Yeah, Dosu does whatever. Dosu's my editor. We love him. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Slumbre, hello.
Big leagues, got yourself your own editor?
I had to stop paying him for a little while because I needed to save money, but I'm finally back. So now I post one slop and one beautifully edited video per day, as long as I have a collection of beautifully edited videos.
I plan to do some more like longer edited videos because when I do VTuber Vault, I have an easy video for the month. I just cut out the be right back portions and cut the front and back off of this, and then I upload it. I do have a few ideas for things that I do want to do in general. Like,
I would love to have more time to record like long form, like let's play type videos. But I have a stupid job.
I mean, at least yours is steady. I'm fucking self-employed, so
oh, no.
I move off of the self-employment of content creation and into the self-employment of I still have to advertise for myself, but I have to do it for other things.
Oh no. Yeah, I am grateful to have a full-time job literally in this economy, but
yeah.
I wish I didn't have to have one.
I've been like applying for a few things just because, especially in the winter, it's really bad because my electric company engages in collective discipline.
Oh no.
I have a piece of paper here that has like all of my requirements for every month. It's supposed to be 500 across the board for the month, and technically it's less than that because I got my internet cut in half. But it's my electric bill alone last month was $600.
Oh my god. Even in the summer, we don't push 300 for a house. That's wild.
I'm afraid if I'm within the collective punishment zone. Also, I appreciate the hydrate. I actually did hydrate at the exact same time as that proc, so it worked out.
So did I!
But There's a data center.
Vitamins.
Several data centers that are being put into Ohio, but one of them is possibly not going to happen because apparently there was some shady dealings going on that...
Of course there was.
Might get several people put into prison outright, and Facebook's just out freaking... out however much they freaking paid under the table for it. But I'm hoping I'm not in the sphere of influence. I know that I'm definitely not going to be within sound range of it, but I'm hoping I'm not in the sphere of influence of collective electric punishment.
Cammy, you good? What'd you do? Cats.
I love the duality that we have, because I heard you, like, praising one of your cats earlier before we started. And then yeah. I'm the other cat owner. I am the insult the fuck out of my cats and call them dumbass because they did something stupid, and...
Oh, I definitely do that. But I also... we do love Lumi's cats. I also praise them heavily because they're adorable, just for existing. But then when they do something stupid, I'm like, you're a fucking dumbass.
I talk to my cats, but I freaking... it's a lot of insulting them. Speaking of which, this topic actually came up a couple days ago in chat. Do you bongo butt?
Yes. Well, not so much on these cats, but I've had other cats where that was like their entire personality. These ones, they don't seem to care for it too much.
My cat really... Reed is the one that is really iffy on it. Sometimes she'll freaking, like, just accept bongos for freaking 30 minutes and love it. Another moment she'll be like, do not touch my butt at all, I will claw you.
We had a cat that passed away a couple years ago where if I was in the kitchen cooking, she was on the back of the couch screaming at me, demanding drums on her butt, and every time I walked away, she would scream at me again. Like, I was not allowed to cook dinner in that kitchen when she was around because I had to be paying attention to her and giving her butt drums.
Bean doesn't scream specifically for attention in that regard. She will scream at me because she wants attention, but the kind of play attention that she wants is she wants me to grab her chest, and then she wraps her claws around my hand and then does the bunny kicks, and she likes to be, like, dragged along the ground.
Amazing.
It would normally be that she would freaking do that on my bed, but she got crystals, so she would wind up kissing my bed, and especially after my dryer broke, I could not just wash my bed, all my bed sheets and everything, like, every single day, so I've had to have my door closed, and she's got food and what I call the piss goop. It's like this tube of...
Piss goop? That poor baby.
It's this tube of medicine that is meat flavored, so she actually likes it, but she gets that twice a day, and she gets the pea food, but I don't know what they put in the pea food aside from the stuff to try and break up the crystals, but everyone steals it.
Oh.
So I have these big tubs, but I have to put them in a small bowl if I want to give it to her, because if I leave it just the tub, someone else will come in and steal it. And especially the little one is a fucking glutton.
Have you thought about getting them like a microchip bowl so that it only reacts to them? Or are they microchipped at all?
I think one of them is chipped, but we never actually did get around to chipping that.
Some of the bowls come with like a collar with a tag on it, but it basically stops other cats from eating the food.
Because our primary vet never actually got around to doing chips, and at this point he's retired, but...
Oh no.
I mean, he freaking worked for... He was 65 when he retired, I think? And he was like self-owned. He just owned the whole place, so...
Oh, wowzers.
But the other one we have to move, and that one might actually wind up closing down because that vet is less than a mile away from where that data center is supposed to be, and I don't think that any creature is going to want to go into the area of the sheer amount of noise that comes out of those things.
God. Can we not have a data center in every neighborhood, please? Can we not?
I mean, at least they're not being stupid this time for once.
Oh, is that possible for them?
Yeah, because they're not building it in the fucking desert, like they've been for all the others. You know, the things that consume like freaking.
Maybe we just don't build the giant buildings that consume all the water. Maybe that's the answer to the problem.
I find, and I'm going to say funny. It's not funny. It's awful, but I find it very funny that Facebook owns a New York City-sized data center in like Nevada.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, you know, the things that consume a shit ton of water in an area that is known for its droughts.
Love that. Isn't everywhere known for its droughts these days, I swear?
Yeah, I guess, because, like, Ohio is basically, I wouldn't say the Philippines. We have a monsoon season, and then we have freaking droughts. At this point.
Yeah, I feel like I've only lived in, like, 2 states, but they both suffer from water shortages constantly.
I mean, it doesn't help the fact that everything is so inefficient these days.
I know. Oh my god, I know.
Like,
it's like we are constantly in water conservation where we have to like only water our lawn on certain days and try not to like take a freaking big ass bath every day. But here we go, we're gonna build data centers that use even more water than a neighborhood of people could ever possibly consume.
Yeah.
But sure, we need more of them.
I mean, yeah, of course we need more of them. We can't... How else are we supposed to cram our AI down the throats of people that don't have computers that can run it if we don't have data centers to host those?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Copilot being part of the reason why Windows 11 has less than 5-year gap in its freaking requirements for hardware.
Oh my god.
Because apparently that's what, like, someone did comment on it, that one of the requirements for Windows 11 is a less than 5-year age of the hardware.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're trying to... I had to stop myself from getting into an argument with them because I don't want to ruin a friend's chat by getting into an argument over someone who thinks that they know better than me and freaking... In a field that I worked in.
I apologize. I must BRB really fast.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I actually unmute myself so that people can actually hear me. I partially stole that because I was like, oh yeah, I kind of like... I mean, half the time ad break is just for freaking... for that anyway, but I was like...
Yeah.
I just kind of liked how Katie had freaking... Her only thing... She doesn't even have BRB for hers. It's just... her character occasionally coming up and doing a hand heart, but just big ol' in the corner in like in a digital font of some sort is pissin'. And I was like, I kind of like that. That's funny. But yeah,
it should be good. Good.
I didn't want to get into an argument with it because
Yeah, fair.
I hate elitist hobbyists. Especially in a field that has some sort of technical know-how.
Mm-hmm.
Because it feels like every time they're either an apologist for a major company, like the first person that ever pissed me off in this regard and started making me really dislike this kind of people. Because I had one person, and this is while I still owned my IT business. They freaking talked down to me when they're like hobbyist. They're like,
oh my God.
Oh well, you should actually and he was an asshole anyway, and I mean he came out later, found out that he was actually a really terrible person anyway, but that's I'm not going into that. But this dude was like, oh yeah, it was basically ancient because it was 5 years old. It's like, okay, so you're the kind of person that if you're not like freaking spending $15K on your freaking computer, you're basically running a dinosaur. Gotcha. And it's like, you're not worth the time to freaking actually try and like have a reasonable conversation about ratios and whatnot on this shit. You're just going to be like, oh, well, actually, if you're not... And it's like... And it was just the tone that he freaking texted with it. And it's like...
Actually.
Like, they did the full... I'm going to say your name first, and then I'm going to freaking go... I'm going to freaking explain my exact perspective on this and why you're wrong. And it's like... And they didn't understand the freaking how insane they sounded, that like it means that her system was 5 years old. That's basically ancient. It's like, are you fucking insane, dude?
I don't love know-it-alls. I love them in like a you're kind of an asshole way, you know? Like, I'm watching you create your own downfall.
I can appreciate when they're, like, being actually helpful, but that's why I've specifically put elitist hobbyists on it. It's when when you are becoming the PC Master Race meme guy who is intentionally a caricature. You've crossed a line.
When the PC Master Race meme becomes too real.
I mean, it's freaking it's one of those things where it's like a person just, their introduction was dropping $100 on my friend because I'm going to be honest, we were on Blue Twitch. Because she was working on art, and I'm like, well, I like her music, so I'm going her music choice, and I really don't feel like hunting down, so I'll hang around with in her chat for freaking while working on the model. But his introduction was, I'm going to drop $100 down, and I'm going to freaking... I don't know. Some of the chatters over there, it's like... I don't know the self-awareness level that some people have. I
wouldn't know.
I have a bad habit of looking into comments of various things. When I'll look into... If I'm doing, like, hunting Gelburu. Gelburu has less comments on it. I guess because people aren't freaking coom-brained on that, but if I'm looking for a specific reference for something saucier that I can't find on Gelburu, obviously I'll go to the green site that I don't know if I'm allowed to even freaking mention it on Twitch.
I don't know.
But
I don't fucking know. I don't claim to understand fully the TOS that Twitch presents us because they like change how they
change based off the person shit. As to who that they're gonna actually how they enforce it.
Exactly. Can we just not have one set of rules, please? But like equally enforced and understood set of rules.
I mean, that's like Rose freaking had a short a couple weeks back where she was talking about a subset of VTubers that will intentionally like try and tread the line in order to get like the pity points on Twitter afterward when they go, "Why was me wearing only my underwear banned on Twitch?"
Oh my god.
And then it's like, and she had to stop in the middle of her conversation and say, "I know what you guys on TikTok or Twitch or on Twitter are going to say. Yes, I understand that flesh tubers get special treatment and get other things. That's not the point of this whole thing. The point is that you can't intentionally shake the hornet's nest and then get mad when you get stung."
Right, exactly. I also was informed by my community that you could hear my PC fan, so I turned on Discord's crisp. Did that make it better?
I don't know if it's your PC fan that they're hearing. They might hear my fan, because I do. Which, if I don't have my fan on, I will die in the middle of this, and I'd really rather not.
I don't hear your fan through Discord, and normally when I stream, I have OBS filters on, so it filters out my PC fan.
Yeah, I have.
So I don't know if turning on noise suppression helped or not.
I don't know. They can comment. Also, what was the...
Think of it.
Okay, I'm going to ask you then, because apparently you know what joke it was. What joke was Fel talking about?
Oh, it could be any number of things. He makes jokes about the blue site all the time when we stream on Tuesdays, and about how I am a self-proclaimed monster pucker, so...
Well, you can't be on blue site anyway then, because I've seen the kinds of monsters that freaking...
I don't have any reason to be on the blue site. I have my name saved so that nobody else steals it, but that is about it.
I use it for when I want to stream art that I can't stream over here.
See, my anatomy's not that good, so I don't even bother trying to draw spicy art.
My anatomy I didn't think was all that good. And then I did the Roboco jacket one. And apparently it was good enough to get me 4 commissions, like, right out the gate on that. Like, I had people waiting in the sidelines like, I'm waiting until that eggplant draws ass.
Yeah, I still use, like, bases for anatomy and for poses and stuff, so I'm a filthy liar. I'm not a real artist.
For me, it depends on what I'm doing. So, I mean, I guess that it's not cheating because I made the 3D model as well.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
But for the most recent one
Clip
where...
Studio 3D models.
Not the most recent one, but the one where Nasu is sitting on his legs and looking backward. I had I couldn't for the life of me get the feet to look right. So I'm like, wait, I have my own 3D model. So I posed it in Blender and freaking took a screenshot.
Amazing. I might use that method at some point to draw myself, because I don't draw myself enough. I draw everybody else, but me.
I've been trying to do a monthly Nasu. I just have a bad habit of going and being like, yeah, but I do friend art, and I want to do 2 who's, and I want to do X, Y, and Z, and then I do crunch time, like right now, and it's like, and then life gets in the way, and it's like, on a technicality, I did draw my OCs once a month last year. I didn't draw Nasu once a month, but I did draw my OCs, even if some of them were emotes, so I was technically cheating, and some of them were, you know, lists. So it wasn't Nasu, but...
Hey, OCs are OCs. I only have this. This is my only OC. And I don't draw nearly enough.
I have a handful. The only one that I draw extensively is Nasu. I drew Liz a bit back when I originally made her. And then she's gotten a redesign, so... Not even like a major redesign. She just looks, you know, up to my standard now instead of what my standard was back then, which, you know.
changed.
I've shown the freaking sharp contrast between 1.0 Nasu. I still don't ever know whether to freaking classify it as 2.0 Nasu or 1.0 Nasu. And my first ever model is 0.5, and then this either 2.0 or 3.0.
This is my 2.0 because I started as a PNG tuber for like a couple of months, and then I did Vroid model, and that would have been like my 1.0. I had many iterations of her. And then I got a free update and called her my 1.5, so this is my 2.0. And then I got some updates to this, and it was my 2.5, which I got a redraw as well, that it just isn't rigged yet. And now I'm using the 3D customizable. I've lost count of which version I am at.
I did see the 3D, like, as I was searching for stuff, and I was like, oh shit, would you have been more fitting for next season? Because I feel like season 3D would be like a good thing, especially because I have several 3D friends.
That's clever. That's clever. The
problem is that I
don't mind bringing her out. I don't use this 2D one much anymore since I've been so into the 3D. I realized my long lost love of being 3D, and so I've kind of been just focusing on that for a while.
I've been trying to get the 3D model to work in Warudo, but the difficult part is that Warudo, and especially the program on iPhone that they require you to use in order to freaking do it, I can't read Chinese! So it's an experience. And Warudo doesn't automatically slot in shape keys, it seems. So I haven't, and I don't know how to freaking I don't know anything about that.
The only reason I use Warudo is because that's what the customizable model was built for. Otherwise, I personally prefer VNan.
Hey Delvin, how you doing?
That's what I was using before. Delvin, hi.
I've heard good things about VNan. The reason I went with Warudo is, well, two reasons. One, I couldn't for the life of me get VNan to actually connect to my iPhone. Because
that, I will say, took me an eternity because I tried to make a tutorial for VNan, and that was the thing I struggled with the most, and I don't even know what got it to work, but it just suddenly decided to connect at one point.
Because, I mean, I haven't tried using the program that Warudo requires for it, but I tried using VNan's connection to iPhone Live 2D, or VTube Studio, I mean, and that didn't work.
Yeah, it was like the light was green, like it was connected, but nothing was happening.
Yeah.
And for the life of me, I messed with so many things. I don't know what finally made it work, but I just remember Warudo and VNan kind of work similarly in the way that they use blueprints and like nodes, but I don't know, Warudo. I don't know. I've got like a love-hate with it. I feel like VNan I would have more fun, but I don't know. They're kind of similar. Once I finally get a 3D custom, I will just have to play around and see which one I truly prefer.
Yeah, I might play around more with VNan and see if I can actually get it to connect. Especially now that I have the other one.
I don't know if VNan is still being supported. Let me see. Or like updated. I don't know what Suvidrill's doing with it.
I just went with Warudo because I saw some of the posing that Rose was doing, and I was like, hey, without having VR, I like the way that I can pose, and I also would like to be able to do that in order to use it as like a drawing reference kind of deal, because...
Yes, the poses in Warudo is super cool.
As much as I love my legs, God, are they a pain in the ass to try and get at angles that I haven't, like, mentally placed without having the 3D model as a reference point for how the feet actually look and how they all connect and everything. So, it's helpful. But yeah, that's part of the reason why I shifted to Warudo. I mean, in the end, like, it working in VR chat is the original goal, which I don't know
I would
how
love to be able to do that.
I don't know how to easily swap around like textures and whatnot on a model.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Because
back when I was 3D the first time, I like taught myself how to do the Hana tool in Unity, and I do not remember how to do that.
Yeah,
That's
because
gonna be a whole nother learning curve for me.
I mean, I have to port the model over anyway, because in the original version of the 3D model, the pupils are their own independent thing rather than being a texture.
Oh.
So when I put the textures over onto it, I had 2 sets of pupils. But if I can get the texturing and like be able to do the texturing in general, I would like to be able to just port that over rather than having to, from scratch, do all of my freaking toggles and everything from scratch every time I want to make a minor update. It's one thing if I'm doing like a whole new outfit and whatnot, which I think I could, if I use the same base, I should be able to just port an outfit over. But I really don't want to have to start from scratch every time I do a slight texture adjustment.
No, I know. And I didn't even get into like the texturing or the weight painting or anything. I literally would make updates in Vroid, export it, put it into Unity, make sure the blend shapes transfer over so that the face was more reactive, and then export. Like every time I would make a slight edit in Vroid, I had to do it all over again for the facial textures. Or facial whatever's blend shapes.
My biggest pain...
Being a self-made 3D VTuber is hard!
Now wait until I convince you like I convince everyone else to branch into 2D.
Yeah, I tried to draw my own 2D model one time, and then I gave up.
Also, mark that down, chat. Nearly an hour in, we finally got to our first question on the list aside from tell us about yourself. Anyway, you were saying that you tried it.
I did try it, and I got like the whole body laid out, but I feel, are you supposed to separate and clip while you draw, or do you draw and then separate and clip and backfill? Like, I don't understand. And there's so many things that need to be clipped and separated, and then it just didn't look right. And so I was like, you know what, maybe one day I'll try and draw like a simplified chibi 2D model and practice rigging for that. And I just haven't gotten around to it.
I personally do the cutting as I'm going, and every person I know does the cutting as they go rather than doing all the drawing, then cutting, and then painting over. Because that's... all of us have agreed, hey, that sounds like it sucks. And sounds really inefficient.
Yeah. Because it's really hard to tell in speed paints when they make a new layer. And so it just looks like they're just drawing everything and then cutting it later. I'm like, why? How? Why? That sounds like so much work. But then also separating every layer takes an eternity. So it's like, I cannot win. I am overwhelmed.
So separating every layer is not terrible when you're using a standard model, because you will symmetry ruler it. So you cut the work in half, practically. The problem is when you're doing a model like I'm currently doing, which is at 3/4 with on its belly and whatnot.
Oh my.
And that is fun.
That sounds exhausting and terrifying.
Especially because sometimes the eyes don't want to cooperate as far as like just trying to adjust them. I tried 3 different ways to get the eye to actually just, by meshing it wasn't. So I had to redraw I had to just completely from the ground up draw the other eye.
Oh my god.
Which fucking sucked. because I then
I
had
have
to
no
go.
patience with
Where does
myself.
this connect to this? How thin or how wide do I need this? And I've showed this off a little bit, but I've actually been trying out something new. I decided. Firstly, I'm actually going to do the eyelashes because I've wanted to do eyelashes on Nasu anyway. I did it for a lot of art, but I haven't done the eyelashes on any of the models or even added it to the models. But I've tried something new, and I'm going to... I don't know if it'll show up for you, but you are watching the stream as well, so I can probably...
I am. Yeah, it'll be delayed, but I'll see it.
Also, that means that you guys all get a sneak peek of this.
Sneak peek? I love sneaky peeky.
But I've also decided to white out the eyes, the eyelashes.
I can see it in VTS. That's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic.
Doing this makes me kind of want to do an art piece with short-haired Nasu because I kind of fuck with the... It's like when I did this model and I accidentally... Due to how I had to cut it, or this outfit, and I had to cut it. I'm like, I kind of like the underwear look, so I did the, what is my now BRB screen. But I'm like, I kind of like it. I kind of like the...
Yeah.
Short hair.
I like yeah. I like the short hair, but also like the angle you're going for. I can't imagine what this is going to be like to rig.
I mean, it's not going to be that bad because another reason why I did that for my first 3/4 style model is because there's a lot less moving parts. So the entire torso, as opposed to me like shifting around like this everywhere, the torso is like the stamped ground base of it.
Ah, okay.
Because, here, I think I have the, oops.
Hi, Cammy. Up on my desk, of course.
Accidentally freaking didn't deselect. Do I still have it? The reference image that I used for this pose, I've also been using Sinu's version as a reference, but Juniper had a, belly line model for one of her old things. And this, I'm like, what if I do that for anniversary? I was originally going to do cross-legged, but as I've mentioned with everyone else, I don't like the way that people do cross legs for models half the time. Yeah. Especially when they do it from front angle, because they don't adjust the rest of the body.
How do you mean?
So, what they basically do is they just will do the legs and maybe the hips and put it in front of the model that it is. So, I don't like to... There's a reason why I don't use any names of, like, any models that I'm referring to, is because I don't like bashing people for their, like, thing. And, you know, the statistic of 90% of toggles don't get used after debut anyway.
True. I have so many that I don't use.
But...
Cat.
I don't like how
Go away.
the crossed legs tend to look like they're just stapled on.
Yeah. Or it's like an asset rather than part of the model. I get you. I can imagine, though, that cross-leg is difficult in its own right.
Yeah. It's just one of those pet peeve things, like...
Yeah,
and
I get that.
I'm sure that it's because they're also, like, oh, this will get used, like, once or something. Because, one good example of it, and one of the reasons why I wanted to, is Zen's gamer model. The comfy gamer model, a while back.
I
that
think
Uni
I
did.
remember this one.
Where she had the...
With those bags under her eyes?
Yeah, I think she had bags under her eyes as one of the toggles. But she had, like, the sweater and the...
Yes, and the cross legs.
Yeah. And that was actually one of the reasons why I was going to give... I was going to make this model when I originally... Oh god, realizing that was the inspiration for why I was going to have the toes be articulate on this model makes me realize that was 3 fucking years ago that model got debuted.
Yeah, I just found the showcase on Reddit 3 years ago on RV Shoujo.
Yeesh. But that one was done really well because it was intentionally part of the model rather than a toggle or like as an asset that was on it. And that was part of why I was going to do it. And like I said, since she had this model was originally before my computer started crying just by freaking running fucking Deponia or React Andying. This model was originally the base model for this, not this outfit specifically, but this base model was supposed to be, quote unquote, I was going to have a version that would make my computer cry. Little did I know that wasn't going to be very difficult. I still don't know why my computer just suddenly decided that it was going to shit bricks at that point.
Because technology.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand. I bet that experience with Flash definitely helps.
Oh, I bet.
I just raw dogged it and went in and then became addicted. Go figure.
Cool.
The 3 people that got me into VTubing in the first place being a person that modeled and rigged their own model, another person that modeled and rigged their own model, and a third person that modeled, at the very least, their own model. Go figure, I became addicted to modeling and rigging.
Love that for you.
Speaking of which, though, that does give me a perfect opportunity to actually ask the second question, only an hour
Oh my god, questions?
Yeah. How did you get into VTubing?
I came across a couple of VTubers on my TikTok For You page. It was Versus, which I don't know if he still streams.
I'm not familiar.
Sayu. And Mavis DeLuna, who is now my friend. After a couple of years of not seeing them on my For You page anymore. But I was like, oh, you can be a little anime character as a streamer, and you don't have to show your face, and that's a really, really cool thing. Because I did not wish to be perceived.
Yeah.
It was... Yeah, so I came across these 3 VTubers. Sayu was 2D, but the other 2 were 3D, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. How do I do that?
It always takes me an extra second whenever someone says Sayu to figure out, do they mean CYYU or do they mean SAYU? Because...
Oh, is there an SAYU?
Yeah, she's ex-Niji, I believe.
Oh! Nice. Yeah, I mean...
I had a former friend that hated her guts, so...
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Love that. Lore.
That former friend is also the person that I was originally going to have be my editor, but we had a falling out because of several things that built up over the years. One primary thing being that I didn't give them enough brownie points for them being friends with me, so they stopped using me as a flagship person that they were friends with.
Wild.
Yeah, they
would
literally
never be me. Oh my god.
They actually just have one person that they freaking... I'm not gonna say parasocial because they are friends with them, but they give them like the most attention because they can use them as like brownie points for their freaking whole politics is my entire personality angle.
Mm-hmm.
Which I do kind of feel bad for that. Because I'm acquainted with the other person. I wouldn't exactly say friends, because and at a certain point it did become just a me problem. I will admit that it's me that kind of made it. I couldn't get past the point that we were supposed to do something, and then they played with someone that had bigger number. They restarted an entire game with people bigger number, and I was like, this is literally the exact same game that we were supposed to play. And they became friends, and like obviously they're just like friends now. So it's 100% on me that I can't get past that like node in my brain, but you know, I just can't get past that node, and it's like, I'm sorry. I don't hate you, but it's a point that I can't get past. Just because that freaking is a key moment.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway,
yeah, I knew I wanted to be a streamer. I was a mod in a streamer's Twitch, and was like a super big part of her community. And then I was like, you know what? I want to try this for myself, but I don't need to be perceived and insulted. So I went the anime girl on the internet route. Started the PNG tuber from Pit Crew.
Boy, didn't want to get insulted and then chose to be an anime girl on the internet. Oh, did you know?
Little did I know. They won't insult me for my body, but they'll insult me for the body they think they have.
Yeah, right.
And then I discovered I just did a lot of fucking what's that? And Googled it and figured it all out by myself because I'm broke. So I made all my first models. Every Vroid model I ever used was homemade or won in a raffle. Figured out how to, do textures in Vroid, kinda. Like, shading in that stuff is difficult, but like I said, taught myself Unity enough to add blend shapes so that it was more expressive, figured out what programs to use, hardware, software, all that stuff. But I'm always hesitant to do raffles. Yeah.
Not because I don't trust people, but because I'm like, I can do this. I want other people to have the opportunity to get into it, because I know that there's some people that are holding off and waiting until they can actually get, like, they've been waiting for years and they can't afford to, and they're like,
yeah,
I don't want to, unless it's someone that really stands out, or it's someone that I really, really look up to, and I'm like, oh, I really, really want one of your models. I try and I'm like, but I don't want to snipe it from someone that's been waiting for years.
Yeah, true. No, I had been wanting a more customized model because I had upgraded my design to be more of like a mature design versus what I had started with. And so it was like the perfect opportunity to essentially get a custom updated model for free. I somehow managed to win this raffle. But then it turned out that the artist was like part of tracing controversy, so.
Oh boy. That's the third time that's come up this week.
It's crazy.
I have a friend that I was watching a Juniper video, and then I wasn't finished eating, so I was like, that's weird. Well, there's artist freaking caught tracing AI again. I guess that I'll watch this Mugen video.
Oh my god.
And then I freaking
I don't think Mugen ever made a video about her, but it was all over Twitter, where it was like she was caught tracing art and selling it as her own.
Yeah, I don't...
To the point where she, rebranded and then continued to do that.
I don't tend to watch him, but I've watched one other tracing video, because I'm like, alright, I like to fly on the wall in areas that I'm, like, actually invested in, so I guess that I'll fly on the wall for this. And then I get to about 12 minutes and I'm like, yeah, that's weird, I recognize that hairstyle. Wait a second, I fucking know that cat! Yeah. So I text Rhea at freaking 3 a.m. and I'm like, hey Rhea, you're in this Mugen video at 12 minutes.
Oh my god.
You're like the prime example of people getting scammed by this artist. And then Rhea freaking is like, fuck, I knew something was up with that artist.
Jesus.
And she like quote tweeted it and whatnot. It was wild.
Have only fallen victim to being ghosted by one person on VGen also. And thankfully it was only like $7. But like I got sketches and they looked like actual sketches, not the stupid like GFX bot line art sketches. But then they were unresponsive, few and far between, claimed to never be home, then claimed to be in the hospital, and then just stopped responding.
Mercifully,
and I'm like,
I suffer from broke-ass bitch syndrome, so I have never...
Like I said, thankfully it was only $7, but I'm like, I had such a good winning streak of not dealing with artists like this.
Yeah. Versus people that I've seen plenty of people that, like, it seems like every person that they freaking interact with, it's like, oh, that turned out to be a scammer.
Yeah, I'm like, what? How is this continuing to happen? Or like, I've been trying to reach out to this artist for a year, and I'm like, girl, why did you not get a refund, like, after a month? Like, absolutely not.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's some of them that will, like, try and be sneaky about that shit. And, like, or they'll do, like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't get, like, a business license in my country, so you'll have to do it through friends, and then you can't charge back from friends.
Yeah. Exactly, the friends and family, yeah.
Yeah. There was... I can never remember what the heck their name is off the top of my head. But there was one that got, like, caught, like, 3 years ago or something like that, and chased off the internet. I don't remember what their name is. I just remember that they were like Vebe's pocket artist.
Interesting.
And I classified them as the pocket artist because they would go out of their way to constantly do, despite the fact that they were getting commissioned as like her model artist, they would still go out of their way to freaking do fan art of her. And they had a backlog that stretched back to before I graduated high school.
Oh my god. I thought my backlog was bad. At least my backlog is free art, but I still feel guilty about it.
My backlog lasts, except for One Piece, stretches back only a year. Because life got busy.
Yeah, I feel like mine is... I have like a wait list on VGen, but not all of them are like serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, none of mine are like... None of mine are commissions. The people that want to commission me, I have told I'm in crunch time. I'm not going to accept your commission until I'm out of crunch time. Because I don't want you even waiting until I'm... If you want to freaking commission... And like most of them are people that are close enough to me that I'm like, I don't charge you until I'm done with it because I know that you're good for it. Like if you get enough of a rap with me, I'll freaking be fine with that. Especially because I know that sometimes I get busy and I don't want people paying me $80, $100 and then suddenly it's like, oh, hey, I've got a major problem here. You're going to have to wait X number of months. And it's like, I don't want people to do that.
No, right now my free art backlog goes back to December, thankfully, so it's only a few months. But I have 2 ways to get free art in my channel, and that's with channel points. I think it's like 50,000 or 90,000. And then I also have fake currency that you earn by chatting. And there's another way that you can buy free art from me that way. So I've got a bit of a backlog that I do amidst commissions, which are few and far between. They come in occasionally. But I'm just such a slow artist, and getting motivation is hard. Yeah.
Excluding one piece that I owe for a old subathon, mine apparently only reaches back to December. Which, okay, it is confirmed. At that point, seeing the screenshot, it is confirmed that December is when I actually got this PC set up.
Oh, there you
go. But I owe people that reached a certain amount that they'd tossed in for this PC, and then in the end it didn't freaking... That was a whole fucking mess, dude.
You just have had all the PC problems, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, it could be worse. I could freaking have Bubbles' problem, where freaking the moment that she got enough for her new PC, she had the hospital bill.
Oh,
as an American in, like, I think she's in California.
It keeps getting worse.
Though, I suppose that talking about the small world moment that you had in regards to being friends with person that you originally got into VTubing because of, are there any particular VTubers that you look up to?
That's such a hard one, because, like, what classifies looking up to?
I mean...
like, I obviously have some larger VTubers where I'm like, I would love to be at your level one day. So, if we're talking about
suppose
that,
it's like... I say that, like, if they have an aspect that you want to, like, take a... Even inspiration is a bit difficult to freaking say, because it's like... At a certain... Because it's one of those words that's like, oh, don't put them into a pedestal, because then you wind up having freaking, God forbid, anything that happened last year where everyone was freaking getting outed once a week. Actually, this year's the year that's once a week. Last year, at least, was mercifully only once a month. This year's once a week.
I would say...
But they have, like,
see, the
aspects.
Thing is, I don't
because...
have a lot of time to watch a lot of YouTubers. I barely have enough time to watch my friend. You know?
Yeah. Because for me, it's like, I look up to, like, Dia and Juniper because they're also artists. So it's like, I like aspects of what they do in... Yeah, Dioriku. And you might actually see some similarities because of the image that I have here.
Riku, I think I know Riku. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know her.
Can you see the inspirations for this outfit?
I do. It's cute.
I saw the outfit and I was like, I really like that style of comfy for it. So, I mean, obviously I put my own spin on it because because, I mean, I'm not going to one-to-one, but
no,
I did like that style for the crop top thing. Also, it gave me the opportunity to midriff, and people absolutely love the midriff.
It looks really nice. The shading on the abs is wonderful.
Oh yeah. I was actually really happy with how that came out.
I think at this point, though, I would say that I look up to Deja Vu D, who is a recent discovery, but I just love her energy and, like, the sound effects she uses as punctuation and, like, how she runs her streams. She's really, like, human and relatable and creative and clever. And I want to be, obviously not exactly like her, so I try, I have a soundboard, but it's not really conducive to using because I have a small stream deck. I don't have a ton of buttons, so I have to swap screens a lot.
It's fine.
And I just forget
it could be
that
worse.
The soundboard is there.
I'm using the non-premium version on my phone.
Yeah.
I have 6 buttons.
I have grabbed some of the sound effects that she uses because they're meme sound effects, but I also want to, like, branch out and expand on that and not just be exactly like her, because I'm not trying to, like, copy her.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to take inspiration from her because I do want to get to her level and I want to be the kind of entertaining that she is. But I kind of do that with a lot of people. I take bits and pieces of inspiration from a lot of different creators in a lot of aspects and try to be all of them at the same time.
I mean, that's kind of the definition of inspiration. It's inspiration that's not like copycatting, because, like, I mean, if you copycat, then you're just going to be called out as a copycat, like a certain someone who was rebranded 6 fucking times, apparently. That one person that got called out about the Shy Lily thing a couple years ago, she'd apparently done it before, and she has done it twice since.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's a whole other topic of conversation. People who get fame and recognition off of bad press on purpose, and rebranding a bazillion times on purpose.
Yeah.
And simply when they stop getting the influx of attention, then they say, oh, I don't resonate with this model anymore, and then they rebrand, and then they get their influx of attention again. And it works every time, for some unknown reason.
It's because really people like being, or people think that they're the first every time, which is the reason why you wind up getting, like, certain comments every, like, you play a game and it's like, I'm the first person to spoil this game, haha. Meanwhile, the internet literally full of the spoiler. Or, but they're like, oh, I'm the first to call out that this person's actually this person, so, and then they're like, everyone's follows them so that they can be, quote-unquote, the first to call out that they're the same person.
Or you get the people who are just consistently brainwashed and or dumb. Because there's like such a fine line between wanting to tell the world that you see this person for who they really are, and also not wanting to get yourself involved in your own bad press, because it won't work well for you while it works well for them. So it's like, I want to really badly tell the world that this person that they're supporting is actually these other 3 people who have done this already. But of course, if I say something, I'm the bad guy. So.
And then there's obviously people that are gonna
for money.
There's people that are going to come in that are like, you know, I don't care that they're actually this thing. I believe that they're not intentionally copying, and it's like they openly stated that they were twice.
Yeah. And you're still giving them money and attention. Sometimes it makes me wonder if having a conscience is what's keeping me from growing.
It is.
It is. Oh, damn.
Speaking of things that, speaking of little whispering parts in your brain, related to the conscience, what are your physics set to?
My physics on this?
Yes.
Let's see.
I just noticed that you get very anime if you move your head in a certain direction. You're freaking...
Oh, yeah.
It's because the gold is there, and it really freaking accentuates how much it moves, like a freaking pendulum kind of deal. It's like...
My physics are set to 50% default, but I am also using legacy physics, because if I don't, my model will just twitch for no reason. Why did I zoom out? Did you do that?
No.
Okay, I don't know why I zoomed out. That was weird.
When I have control of your...
I was scrolling through the settings.
Yeah, whenever I have control of your model, it means that you moving stuff does not affect it on my end, but if I move you at all, you won't see it. Because you still have chief control on your end.
Got it. Yeah, it's because I was scrolling through the menu. That's why I was like, why am I small?
But yeah.
But yeah, my physics are 50%, but they are set to legacy, because if they don't, my boobs will twitch for some reason, for no reason.
That's
weird. I will sit still, and they'll just... Yeah, when I...
But it was just like... It's occasionally, it's like when you go diagonal, I think is what it is, because it doubles the freaking... Like source engine stuff, it like... doubles how much physics goes on to it, and it's just like a slight movement, and then it's like the anime meme of everything starts moving after a single sneeze or something.
Yeah. No, I had my rigging artist update the rigging a little bit and add the ear wiggles and a couple other things. She also animated my crying emote, but in doing that, my boobs will twitch for no reason, and so I have to turn on legacy physics, and then the crying emote is no longer animated, but the twitching stops. And I didn't want to ask her a third time to fix it. I was like, you know what? I'll just deal.
That does give a perfect opportunity, and half the time I wind up forgetting to do this. But if you want to show off your model completely, I do have to use the bathroom, so if you want to show off toggles in an instance that, you know, one of the few times aside from a debut that people are going to see the toggles. Get that down to 89%.
Amazing. Cool, yeah, I'll just sit here in my little corner and just do that. So, can you, like, move me up a little bit?
Yeah, I moved you. Also, thank you, Felwing, for the follow.
Felwing! Okay. Alright, I will entertain the people with my buttons. Oh, and apparently my chair. Pardon me. One of the things my model can do is... Oh! And we get a raid as soon as they leave his bathroom. Well, I'll say hi to your raiders for you. Welcome in, raiders! Excuse my third arm. Nasu went to the bathroom. Welcome to the VTuber Vault. Nasu appreciates your raid. They will return. Do not worry. They will return. But I'm entertaining chat while Nasu's in the bathroom, so we'll let them introduce themselves when they get here. But I am MamaLumi, a guest on Nasu's podcast today. And I have been tasked with showing off my model to fill the time. So my model can lean forward. It's a thing that I love. My ears wiggle. And I can... Oh, I can hide my body. I tried to do a Halloween asset that required a floating head, and it didn't work out. So I could hide my body. And I can also turn into my void form, which is dark and glowy. I don't know if it comes through on Nasu's side, though. Oh, no, display. Normal display. Okay. I have a cowboy hat for when I play Red Dead. And also bald. I am Egg. Butthead has left the building. No, he hasn't. He's in the toilet. He's in the toilet. Ladies and gentlemen, Butthead is in the toilet. I go pout. And I head back. Oh, it's still the Halloween one. And we saw the wave already. And then I added this one for some reason. And and then I can do this one and be angry.
Okay, I didn't see the wave, so I was like, oh fuck, has none of these actually been going? But I did see the knife.
No, they are. I don't know if the light up one, the light change one worked.
Hi there, Nasu.
And then I have heart eyes and wave. Yeah, you gotta raid as soon as you walk away to the bathroom.
Thanks for the raid. I'm just gonna leave us both on here. Let me readjust you so that you're back up to normal size.
Okay.
We're gonna be covering over all of my freaking art, I think. Yes, we are. I'm gonna move us both toward middle so that, well, I don't need to move because freaking all that is the scuffed little thing. But for those joining in, I'm Nasu, Amaya, an interdimensional archives VTuber from the world of Syncope. I'm also an artist. I drew and rigged my own model. I didn't draw and rig that model. We are doing the season finale of season 2 of Vtuber Vault, which is my monthly talk show where I introduce people to various VTubers that I either look up to, that I'm friends with, that I just enjoy in general, and, well, archive them, put them in the vault, and forget to feed them half the time.
I hope they were entertained. I did my best.
But I appreciate the raid. What were you up to? Let me... What is Anemoy? I've never heard of that before.
Anemoy?
Anemoi. I've never heard of that before.
Oh.
It's a demo. Okay, that's why I haven't heard of it then.
Uh-huh. I googled it. Very cool.
Interesting.
I googled it. Are you so proud of me?
I'm proud of you. God, I swear, every time, bottoms all around. Always gotta praise him.
Listen. Sometimes I just need to be praised so that I can survive another day, okay? Is that so wrong? Is that so wrong?
Isn't that your husband's job?
Well, yes, and he does a very good job, okay?
Speaking of which, that does actually... This is technically the third question that we skipped over. But it's not exactly as rare as probably evident from the fact that I think that I'm at over a 50% rate of VTubers that are in relationships that I brought on to the show. But as one of the, I'm going to put this in quotes because rare VTubers that are openly in a relationship and flat out married, have you ever had any like odd experiences as a result of that, or people that try and be? Because I know that some people try and do, oh, you married, but however, you could do girlfriend experience nonetheless.
Surprisingly, no. The thing I get the most is on YouTube, I'll get the foreign people coming into my channel with their broken English going, "You have boyfriend?" And I'm like, "Hey, I am married." And then they just leave.
Yeah, that tracks.
But he's streamed with me. My community loves him probably more than me sometimes. He's like
the curse of
celebrity.
The curse of the partner. That's the word I'm looking for.
It's because he's like never around, and so when he is, they're like, "Dad."
I mean that. I mean that seems to be a very common thing, though. Is that like the partner winds up becoming like the oh we get special treat today.
Yeah, he's the special treat.
Because people love Vex's husband. And Podge's husband, and people like when Nexus comes onto Lumi's other Lumi Seal, and people like Sleepy's husband. But it seems like a very common thing where, like, if you're open about it from the start, people really enjoy when the partner comes on.
Yes. Yeah, we haven't been doing it so much recently because life be lifing. But we've been doing weekend streams playing through the Xeno series. So Xenogears we finished, Xenosaga 1 we finished, and we are now on Xenosaga 2.
I've heard very good things about the Xeno series.
Yeah, the combat is a lot to get used to, but the story is beautiful. So, highly recommend.
Unfortunately, it is JRPG, isn't it?
Right now. It is. It's a JRPG.
Yeah. I honestly, after I'm done with Reimu's Awesome Holiday, I might be JRPG'd out for a while because I've got technically, I don't know, do you consider Pokemon a JRPG?
Personally, no. Because I don't consider it much of an RPG to begin with. It's like its own category. Yeah. Like Monster Tamer.
Like you're
a light story.
You are leveling up teams. I mean, I was doing Puppet Dance, so it has more story than your average Pokemon game, but I went from Healing Nature, which was a very long JRPG, to Puppet Dance Performance, which was also a long Pokemon-like. And now I'm doing Reimu's Awesome Holiday, which I don't think is going to be terribly, terribly long, but it's also a JRPG.
Yeah, I've been a JRPG fan for years. I would still consider Final Fantasy games a JRPG, but not as much as like Tales games. When you have like an anime style cutscene more than once, you're a JRPG.
Or you get the other flavor JRPG where you have Disgaea, where, hey, are you level 999? No? Well, you're not near the end at all.
Like, I'm a huge fan of the Tales franchise. It's probably surpassed my love of Final Fantasy at this point. Even though the most recent Final Fantasy 16 I played, which was phenomenal, but I feel like I still wouldn't classify that as a JRPG. That's just an RPG, as far as I'm concerned. In my opinion.
Final Fantasy 16 is only slightly more real to me than Final Fantasy Car, which I think is 15?
Yes, it was 15.
Final Fantasy Car, I'm convinced doesn't exist, even though
Final Fantasy Car.
Even though Shino played it, like, earlier this week and had been playing it.
I have not finished it. I had never
seen anyone actually play it. I had seen trailers for it.
Really?
And I had seen people say that they were going to play the demo, but I had never seen a single person play it until Shino had played it. Final Fantasy 16 is only slightly more real to me because I had seen people either play the demo or play the intro and then never touch it again despite the fact they said they were going to. It is slightly more real to me, but I still don't believe it exists.
That's so funny. Yeah, 15, I dedicated so many hours to that game, and then you get to a time skip point, and I could not continue. I don't know what it was. I could not continue playing 15, and to this day I have not beaten it, and I don't know if I ever pick it up, I will start from the beginning, and then maybe finish it. But 16, I definitely finished all the way through. It was cohesive, it was coherent, it made sense, the story was riveting. Something about the time skip on 15, it just threw me for a loop. It's like the characters weren't the characters I had fallen in love with. Like, everything was awful.
Just do like NARP is doing for freaking Final Fantasy, which is sort of like what I did for Elder Scrolls. I started Elder Scrolls 5. 67 times? Never finished it.
Oh, I still have yet to beat the storyline for Skyrim.
I can't bring myself to care about freaking 90% of the story for it.
Yeah, I just do side quests, and then I start over constantly.
I loved Legacy of the Dragonborn, which if you play through it on PC, I do recommend getting Legacy of the Dragonborn. It is so good.
Is that DLC?
It's a mod.
Oh, a mod.
I
have the special edition on PC.
Special edition, it's for special edition as well. It not only has made me care about an elf character, it has made me care about a Elder Scrolls high elf character.
Oh.
If that exemplifies as to how good Legacy of the Dragonborn is. Because, for those that don't know, my elf hatred originates from Elder Scrolls high elves.
I mean, they're kind of assholes all the time.
Yeah. But, I ran through every one of the Elder Scrolls games in succession.
Really?
Yep. I started with Arena. It's an experience. I don't even think that for story reasons there's any reason to do Arena. If you want to do it just to have experienced the entire series, go for it, but Arena is just D&D with some hints of Elder Scrolls in it. None of the lore really continues aside from some of the returning Daedric gods and some of the plot, like the main plot kind of relates. Daggerfall's where I would recommend starting, and Daggerfall actually has a Unity version, which is also free. So it actually...
It's one of those things where, like, I know that Skyrim is number 5, but I, like, have never heard of or seen any of the other Elder Scrolls, and I kind of don't care. Like, politely, I don't care.
Morrowind I definitely recommend. It has, like, no voice acting, but it's very, very good. Don't play the DLCs.
Oh, okay.
The DLCs are dog shit.
Love that.
One of them makes being a werewolf suck ass.
Oh.
And
I've only ever been a werewolf, like, one time. I usually, in Skyrim, I usually do the Thieves Guild.
Yeah. And then the Tribunal is basically, I know how the story's going to end, and there is nowhere for me to go because this is meant for me to be super high level anyway. And then the ending run for you to get revealed. Oh, the other person of the 3 people that betrayed you at the beginning. Oh shit, she's going to betray you. That thing that we expected to happen is happening now.
Oh,
after you've gotten your ears blown out for the past, like, 5-10 minutes because for some reason they decided that you needed to be in the middle of the most active Dwemer construct in existence.
Oh my god, of course.
I don't like the freaking DLCs for Morrowind. Loved Morrowind itself. The DLCs can fuck themselves. And then Oblivion is my child. I love it, and the only reason I never finished it way back when is because I duplicated items so much that it caused my game to crash whenever I'd leave my house.
Oopsie poopsie.
Because in my infinite wisdom as a stupid 14-year-old, I didn't realize, maybe using the overworld as a place to duplicate stuff isn't the play.
It is not the play. Maybe don't do that. Maybe not.
And then Skyrim, as I said in the freaking short that I did, it's good as a platform. I love a lot of the mods that came out of it. Fuck if I care about any of the story.
Yeah, like, genuinely, the storyline, I'm like, I have to save the world, there's dragons, okay? I'm gonna go pick everything I come across and be a thief instead.
Yeah.
Beat the storyline, mission impossible.
I got a lot of shit because before I installed the unofficial patch, I made myself a super busted melee weapon because I hate the melee combat, and I made myself a super busted bow because fuck if I want to freaking deal with the combat for 90% of the game. I'm going to be stealth archering until I freaking one-shot shit anyway. Might as well just make it to where I one-shot them regardless.
Right.
I got a lot of shit for that take. I had one person that said lukewarm take, and then all the other comments were like, you take that back, and it's like, I don't know how lukewarm the take actually is, even though I agree that it's not a very hot take, that Skyrim, story-wise, is kind of dick. However, back to previous segment, not related to freaking games. You kind of answered this, but have you had to deal with any parasocialism? I mean, obviously you've had the foreign people coming in that go, you girlfriend? And then leave when you say, no, me half husband.
Yeah, right? Yes and no. I definitely get not a lot, I get a few folks that just, like, assume we're best friends.
I've had that, yeah.
And I run into the issue where people just complain to me in my DMs a lot. I get a lot of just like, my day was shit. I'm terrible. Why is this happening to me? And I'm like, hello? Hi. This is your first message.
I've had that happen 3 times. The message is like a day later followed by, hey, I just finally read your rules and realized that you don't allow people under 18 in your community. Do I count in that? And I'm like, are you under 18? Yes? Okay, you can apply for an unban when you become 18.
Right. Yeah, I'm Luby's parasocial problem. Yep, it's felling. But I get the negativity in the DMs a lot. There's definitely some people I've had to, like, completely cut off because they would not stop.
Oh, yeah.
Every message was a complaint. And granted, I was not previously good at being like, hey, can we maybe not? I'm getting a little bit better about that now, but I definitely have, like, had to cut some people off. I get the first time chatters that come in and, like, calling me mommy is fine. But constantly, like, running with it and, like, to me, it's a weird line between saying, hey, Lumi, you're really cool, I love you, and then going, Lumi, I love you. Lumi, you're so cool, I love you. And I'm like, I don't know who you are.
I mean, if they came in and did that, it's similar to my freaking spiel whenever I get asked about my pronouns, because I started being snarky because a lot of people were being snarky. So I give the answer, but I also have a little bit of snark with it. My basic spiel is, I go by any, but if you want to call me mommy or daddy, you're going to have to pay me.
So far, I've only had one person come in and fully blow the mommy out of proportion
Oh,
to the
yeah.
point where they asked me to change their diaper, and I was like, "You're never coming back." That's no. No. That's not no.
You know,
You're
normally the shock is that people accidentally wind up stripping in the second after like the first break. It's
Yeah.
I don't normally get second part. Oh hey, the stun lock that happens for me is someone comes into the other person's chat with a diaper fit.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting this tonight.
I want to say they were like younger themselves, not like super young, I hope.
I hope.
But it's like, "Mommy, I'm your new favorite. Like, please change my diaper. Can I have some juice?" And I'm like, "You're the first time chatter. Go, leave."
Listen, I don't care if you're 42 at that point. You're not mentally mature enough to be in my community.
Exactly. Yeah. I think I banned at that point.
Yeah.
I have not seen them in a while.
Jesus.
But also most of the time not playing into what a person is trying to get you to do, they'll just leave on there. And if they're not getting out of you what they're trying to get out of you, they'll...
I mean, it's like the people that freaking come in specifically to try and rile you up and piss you off. It's like...
Yeah.
I'm not gonna freaking engage with your freaking self-perceived importance.
Talking about weird interactions, though, I'm gonna make my own segue. I was playing Pokemon ZA for, like, the first day, and I got this one person coming in trying to get me to dress my character in a specific way. They were like, it's obvious and very clear that you may not backseat me unless I ask for help. But they were like, "Hey, can you go to this shop?" And I was like, "You know what? Sure. I've been meaning to look at the clothing anyway because I know that it's a part of ZA. And I want to, like, you know, buy the clothes because they're cute." And they're like, "Will, like, buy these shoes, buy, like, this skirt, no stocking, and make your hair look like this." And I'm like, I already can sense that something is weird about this. And I'm like, you know what? I appreciate your request, but no, I'm not going to do that. And they would not give it up. They wouldn't. I bought stockings, and they're like, "No, take them off. Go hit the X and take off the stocking." And I'm like, "I'm going to need you to stop." And I had to ask them so many times, and my mods had to ask them so many times, then we finally banned them. They came back on an alt to do it again, and we banned them too.
I'm like,
do not come in here as a first-time chatter and tell the streamer to dress their Pokemon avatar for your fucking sockless fetish, you weirdo.
Yeah, the moment that you said that they were asking to go to the outfit, I'm like, okay, is this going to be a schoolgirl fetish? Is this going to be a gym shorts fetish? It's going to be some sort of fetish.
No stocking.
What is it?
Legs. They wanted me to wear the flats that show off most of the foot. No stockings and, like, short shorts or a skirt. And they wanted me to make the long hair.
They were going for a specific character, I guess, or something.
Probably. I'm just like, you didn't even ask me. Like, where was the consent conversation here? Absolutely not.
So, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. So, you know, I don't get super parasocial people, but then I just get some weirdos like that.
I mean, yeah. Mentioning the freaking, just ignoring them kind of deal. There was one person that came in that, and I'm guessing that they thought that they were the funniest person in the room. They would come in, say, "Hi, bottom," and then try and wait for a reaction, because I'd see them. At first, they freaking got a reaction, and then they freaking commented again, and I was like, not every VTuber's a bottom. This joke's kind of run its course.
It really has.
And it's the only interaction I did. I didn't even freaking, like, get irritated about it or anything. And then they came in another time, and then they waited, like, 15 minutes afterward, and I didn't even react to it. And then they came back a week later, and waited about 10 minutes, and then they came back on a sibling Saturday, and they got a reaction because Tebber acknowledged it, and they're like, "I think someone in your chat's trying to talk to you because And then they freaking stayed a little bit longer. And then they didn't get a reaction from me, so they left. And then they didn't get an immediate reaction the following time, and they left. And then they just stopped showing up, and it's like...
Good.
If you're not giving me any... You are not giving me any input on, like, anything that I can actually work off of. You are not giving me content, because this joke is so old that even the people that this joke primarily was in their community don't do it anymore.
Yep.
I don't know what you're expecting, dude.
And then you get the people in the YouTube chat or the TikTok chat that just spam for attention.
I freaking...
They're like, hi, hello, can you say hi? Hello, please. And then I had one person in my YouTube chat just spam like 6, 7 and like other stupid shit at me to the point where they just keyboard bashed.
Yeah.
And I had to ban them. I was like, what do you get out? Like, you are not the center of my attention.
Yesterday, I was close to banning someone, but they left before freaking I even realized that they were freaking trying to backseat. I was doing a quick jog, and I freaking tried doing ODST at first.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently if you skip the tutorial, it gives you an option now to skip the tutorial if you're in any... Because the ODST tutorial is super long because it has like 6 new mechanics to it. 343 and their Infinite Wisdom still broke it. It just doesn't allow you to do any of the things that you're supposed to unlock through the tutorial if you skip the tutorial.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, play Halo 3, play Halo Reach, play Halo Combat Evolved. And I finally look over and they had gone, and I'm like...
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you weren't here for the actual point where I was debating what I was going to play. You aren't freaking the only person around. And then, I should have known from the start that they weren't going to be anything. They're like, their first interaction was, hey, I'm the only one really commenting here, and it's like, oh, fuck, you're gonna be one of those, aren't you?
One of those, hey, your chat's really quiet, what's going on? It's like, you're here and you scared everyone away, that's why.
You're here within the first 5 minutes of the game, and you're on my non-primary platform, dude. Mm-hmm. You are not freaking...
Even if you're here 3 hours in, so what if it's quiet? I'm talking to myself.
I mean, I had one person that was so confused that they got banned. Back when I was doing Voices of the Void, they were like, hey, turn on the silly mode. Hey, do this. Hey, do that. And Mark warned him 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And then timed him out. And then the moment that he was untimed out, he's like, hey, do this. Hey, do that. Hey, here's how you do this Easter egg. And it's like, he got timed out for an extra amount of time, and then he was there for the raid because he didn't realize that he wasn't getting untimed out. And the person that I raided in with like 5 people at the time, and they're like, I'm the only person, you don't have to greet all the raiders, and it's like, alright, you're getting banned, dude. My one rule is don't make a fool out of me or out of yourselves. You have done both of those in one message.
Yeah. Yep. I cannot stand being told what to do.
And
I can't stand it.
Their unban request was, why did I get banned? And it's like,
there's no
You
self-awareness
are
whatsoever.
too stupid to be in my community.
You're too stupid to be here.
I don't... You are the person that someone says there are dumb questions whenever you enter the room.
Uh-huh.
There's no dumb questions. Hey, this.
Only dumb people.
We are about to hit ad break, and I just saw a stink bug land on a freaking picture frame in the bit right behind my desk. I'll be...
Oh, no.
Right back.
Kill it.
Yeah. I have to refill my drink anyway, so perfect opportunity to bio break.
Okay. I didn't need to. I had 2 other drinks that I have finished before I touched my water.
Ah, see that, chat? Get yourself VTuber that is an alcoholic. Join me. I'm only an alcoholic sometimes. She openly stated she's been drinking during this whole thing.
No, I had an energy drink that was half empty, so I finished that. And then I had a Gatorade, and I finished that, and now I have water. And I don't
water,
have to pee.
quote unquote.
Do we have an ETA time check that I should be aware of? Can please be aware of.
I mean, do you have a specific amount of time that you're available, or sometimes these I try and tell people that it's about 2 hours, but the yappening winds up happening. We have passed 2 hours. If you have a specific time that you need to be done by, we can start blitzing more through the questions rather than getting sidetracked on talking about miscreants in our chats.
Yeah, I have like 30 more minutes I could do.
Okay, you only have 30 minutes? Okay, we'll blitz.
Yeah, we just have to do grocery shopping like adults later, so.
Adulthood. We already did how'd you get into it. I mean, we kind of already did do how you wound up deciding and how you wound up doing all of your like model stuff and whatnot. However, how'd you come up with your design?
I like space print, galaxy print leggings. Okay, I'm a millennial. That's all you really need to know.
Fair enough.
The blue, pink, purple galaxy print. I saw it. I wanted all of my clothing to be that. I didn't even procure a single legging because poor. But I just like space. And so I was like, you know what? I could probably turn this into some sort of VTuber design. And when I first started, all I really had settled on was like purple and pink hair. So it was like purple hair, short purple hair with pink space buns, and then pink, like, you know, the under ear anime strand hair things.
Yeah.
My outfit wasn't really decided when I was a 2D VTuber. I didn't really get an outfit figured out until like my second or third iteration of my 3D. Because when I first started 3D, it was just the generic V-Roid, like, crop top sweater outfit.
Yeah.
But then I, like, actually buckled down, and it was like, let me look up some Pinterest board ideas for clothing before Pinterest was all AI.
Yeah.
And I found, like, a bodysuit that was, like, galaxy print that I really liked. And then so I just kind of, like, turned that into VTuber outfit. And then this design right here was designed by an artist who is not me. Her name is Not a Box of Bees. I don't really know if she's super active anymore, but she is my design mother. And I once again gave her a bunch of Pinterest board ideas. I was like, I want goddess, I want regal, I want big flowy dress, I want stars everywhere, and I want transparent clothing and ribbons and chains, goddess headdress.
Not too much transparent clothing, though. We still gotta have the safe for Twitch.
Yeah. Only the sleeves and the ribbons you see is the transparent part. It's over the other clothes. But yeah, I was like, take my short hair, make it longer, please.
How did you go about the name?
So when I first started, I was like, you know what? Space lady, space name. So I looked into Thesaurus for space-related names. I was like, Nova is dumb. Galaxia doesn't sound right. No offense to any Novas out there. For me, it felt overused. And so I was like, you know what? Luminary is really cool. Because it's like stars, adventurer, like Northern Star type deal. But that was already taken. And so I spelled it like a weeb by making it Lumi and then Nairii. But nobody could pronounce it right because nobody's a weeb like me, apparently. They're like, Luminary, welcome. And I was like, no, no. And so I eventually was just like, you could just call me Lumi, it's fine. And then when I matured up, I was just like, MamaLumi, we're just gonna embrace the mother, and that's what it's gonna be. So I'm now just Lumi. But for a time, I was Luminary.
Yeah, it works. I mean, it could be worse. It could be mine, which is a misspelling, and then freaking...
A misspelling?
Yeah, so Amaya was mistranslated. The actual word that it's supposed to be is Amaya.
Okay.
But Google failed me when I originally set it up.
And what is it supposed to mean?
The rain at night, which means that my group of emojis is an eggplant and then the sweat emoji.
Nice.
No. People.
I was curious as to how the eggplant came about.
Oh yeah.
Like, well, you don't look like an eggplant. You are purple, but like you're not eggplant shaped.
I went, oh hey, a lot of characters have food related names.
Valid point.
An eggplant. Oh, hey, that's cool. Well, it had to be color, and the original thing is it had to be color related because Nasu started off as a Ruby fan character for a Friends fan fiction. I don't.
I love that.
I don't know.
Do not be ashamed.
I wouldn't be ashamed if the show hadn't gone to such shit.
Oh, rip. I stopped watching it after the first season or whatever.
I got through season 3. I stopped kind of liking season 3, but I freaking at the end of it watched the entire thing through in one thing, and I'm like, okay, it's more cohesive when it's not episode by episode. They just cut it poorly. Season 4 from the get-go was already like, I'm not really enjoying this. I'm just kind of seeing them copy and pasting people's homework, and the animations doesn't feel as concise anymore for the actual action scenes.
Passed at one point, and so they continued on without him, right?
Season 4 starts off with an action scene, and it feels both floaty and with zero weight to it.
Oh.
Or it feels sluggish, like they're going through molasses, but it also feels like it has no weight. So there is no reason for it to be slow, because there is no weight to it. And then they start off by just fighting a Grim from, or not a Grim, freaking, what are the, fucking, one of the enemy things from Bleach.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I forget the word.
It's literally just designed after one of those dudes.
Cool.
And then season 5, I think I dropped partway through, and
damn.
I got told that season 6, I got told by a friend, oh, Neo's back in season 6, and I'm like, I don't want to freaking go back, because it's a single character I still have fond memories of, because she was still in a season that didn't suck ass. I don't want them to ruin her. They'll probably make her talk or something, and then she'll probably say something fucking stupid.
Oh no.
She got turned into a tree, apparently.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
That seems like it makes sense.
Though, this is about you, not me, so freaking I should, and you've only got so much time. Therefore, let's wind the clock back to when you were talking about how you actually wound up meeting someone that you originally got into VTubing via. How do you go about meeting people in the VTuber space?
Oh, God. This one specifically, I met in a Discord community for millennials, for VTuber millennials, which we both have since left for various reasons. But that's where we connected on a more personal level, because I recognized them, and I was riding a very fine line of, I think it would be cool to befriend this person, but I don't want to be that super fan that's like, oh my god, I saw you, you're really cool, I saw you on the internet, and I thought you were funny, and I wanted to meet you. And
I mean, also, if you go in from that angle, then they can smell it on you, and they know, okay, you're probably doing that, and also probably just using me as a stepping stone to my friends, because you did mention, Sayu and whatnot.
Yeah, so they don't know each other, but that's besides the point. But I also was like, I don't want to keep it a secret, because then it also seems shady.
Oh yeah.
Genuinely, I think that you are a cool person, and I want to get to know you as a human being, and I want to be your friend. but like, you're a partner. I found you on TikTok, and like, you just seem super out of reach. But thankfully, like, we were able to like converse on this personal level, and I eventually told them, I was like, hey, like, I am a fan of your content, and I have seen you before, and then you fell off of my For You page because they went on a hiatus, and then you came back, and then I was like, oh, now I can catch you live, and then like, I actually want to try and like make a friendship, but it's so hard in the VTuber space sometimes to like make sure you're not coming off as parasocial, as trying to ladder climb, and like being genuine, but also like, you want to make sure that they know that you know who they are, but also I don't want it to look like I'm trying to use them. And thankfully, Mavis is such a cool person that like, after I told them that, they were like, oh yeah, no, that's fine. I don't get the sense from you that you're like this parasocial ladder climber. And I was like, thank God, mission accomplished.
I overcompensate in the opposite direction, and I tell the story, I feel like every single VTuber vault, but one of my first guests was Wolsk, who I had been friends with for 3 years, I think, at the time when I invited him on. And I still was afraid to invite him on for collab, and I was also still afraid to invite him on, I think it was my anniversary the following year. Because I didn't want the perception to be that I was just trying to get people for ladder climbing purposes. And I'm over afraid of what other people are going to perceive in that stuff, regardless of how long I've known the people. Like, I've been mutuals with Meika since I started VTubing. But she's, way up there, so I'm like, if I approach at this point, does it look too much like I'm freaking, regardless of what my intentions are? Like, what?
No, for real. It's such a fine line, because
and especially after last year came all the things that happened last year.
I know, God. Meanwhile, me gets caught red-handed mass-liking Lumi's videos as I find them, join Discord, get called out, make friends. Yeah. Some of my friendships, I don't know how they started. They just became one day.
I mean, that's kind of how it, like, my closest friendship is arguably Teber. I mean, I don't even know if it's arguable. We're such good friends that Teber has functionally been adopted by my family.
Amazing.
Hence Sibling Saturdays, when we actually do Sibling Saturdays.
Love that.
But we met through a different person, and they were literally just brought in because I needed one extra person for a tabletop game I was doing. Because one other person ditched last minute. And then we're like the closest friends that I've probably made in the sphere. Just on a whim, and just coincidental.
Yeah. And then like Phoenix, my mod, who's also a creator, a VTuber, she, like, that friendship has been going for several years now at this point. She's one of my closest friends. She found me, well, we found each other again in a Discord server, but this one was for like a defunct VTuber agency, kind of. Like, person had big ambitions, but no ability to follow through. And we just kind of stuck together after that. She was the one who has helped me a lot over the years in terms of like other connections and just like insight and advice. And she's been super great. So like, I guess the answer to how do you meet people is join random Discords with a lot of people and latch on to one person.
My added advice from there is probably don't go into like the major VTuber ones at this point, because it is a lot of people that are doing the thing. Like, I got recommended to go into the main EN VTubers server by Ovi and Miro way back when, because that's how they met.
I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah, it's one that's just literally called EN VTubers. And they had to 3 times reinforce the rules on people just trying to freaking get people in collabs and whatnot on a whim. And people still kept doing it, and it really just became a thing of people are just trying to freaking follow for follow.
Yep.
Climb, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, I ain't vibing with this anymore, and no one's really doing anything that I want to do because everyone just wants to do the game that is popular this week.
Yep. I've tried to join so many collab servers or like content advice servers, and they just get blown so out of hand. There's so much drama to them, and then it turns into like, we had intent for this server in the beginning, but now there's so many of you that we're just gonna kind of change the intent of the server now. And I just get lost and overwhelmed in large servers, and so I just kind of, I like maybe meet one person and then I leave.
Yeah, that's kind of how my most recent one went. I joined a server that was like for meeting people and actually becoming friends in the space. No one talked aside from me and like one other person 90% of the time, aside from when the owner of the server would do an announcement. And then they're like, hey, this server's kind of dead, and my other one, people don't want to freaking do anything, so I'm just going to set up one for, like, if people want to collab with me, type in chat if you want to freaking join. And then me and the other person that talked all the time in there were like, look, this didn't work out this time. We're just going to head out. I mean, neither of us really announced it in any way, but we were just like,
yeah,
we're just gonna go.
Yep.
That being yeah. That being said, any dream collabs that you have? Any people that you would like really love to at some point in the future?
I mean, honestly, Mavis. We've been friends for a while. We have not actually been able to collab.
Scheduling.
Our schedules are so
yeah.
different. Yeah.
I mean, it was only a coincidence that you had time for this.
I know, exactly. I normally try not to do things on the weekend, but I think if given enough notice, it's manageable.
And even then, it had to change once because you had a airport thing that happened.
Yeah, because life. But aside from Mavis, I do think it would be really cool to collab with Deja Vu D, my inspiration. And I've been considering like reaching out to her on her Twitter DMs and be like, hey, would it be cool if we ever like collabed? It's okay if you don't want to. But like, I genuinely want to be like, I don't know, her friend. So I'm like, how do I do this again? I did it one time, but how do I do it again? But like, I don't know, like it would be cool to be in the same space as like Iron Mousers and Treya, but I don't think that I would necessarily say that it would be my dream to, because I feel like that's what everyone says, and I'm not like other girls, so.
I mean, when it comes to that, I'm not entirely sure if I would. They have very modular wavelengths, I think is the way I put it. I don't know. They have a fluctuating wavelength. They're able to mesh well with other people decently.
Yes.
That's like, that's why I mentioned Meika's, like, she seems to be able to, like, match wavelengths very well. And, you know, I'm also already mutual, so it's much more reasonable than me just going, hey, Zen, you want to fucking collab? Even if she is one of those people that collabs with people all the time anyway, it's like...
Yeah, exactly.
Just suddenly being like, hi, I've got a...
Megalodon. I made that connection really late.
Wait, what?
You're Mega. Megalodon?
Meika.
You keep saying Mega.
Meika. Meicha. She is, she's the fox that, since you know the XV shoujo, she would collab with them a lot.
I have no idea who this person is.
Here, let me...
I'm Googling them, and I don't know that I have ever seen them before.
Oh.
There are so many VTubers.
There are. No, in order to keep things going before we get sidetracked, we did already freaking tangent a bit. Do people IRL, aside from obviously your husband, know about the VTubing/streaming?
My family kind of does. My brother and sister-in-law do. They have been in and out of my community a little bit in the past. They'll like watch a stream or my content on occasion. But other than that, not really. I have actually recently been leaving my business cards in stores around town, and like one person has joined my community from that. Like, they don't know me IRL, but like they are a person from IRL, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like my neighbors don't know. My best friend does. She's streamed with me a couple of times. We'll do like collabs and stuff, and she'll make fun of me in chat on occasion. But But yeah, other than that, I'm kind of like pretty secretive about it for the most part. I kind of like it that way.
My brother got flashbanged when he went to follow me. Because I don't know if you've seen my trailer, but it goes from making fun of Arbiter's ass in one of the most common pieces to me golden ratioing my ass, so he gets flashbanged by Nasu's ass in the first 5 seconds.
Amazing. Love that. I'll have to watch your trailer. I tend to like pause trailers when I go to pages because it's just like, here is loud noises, and I'm like, I wasn't ready for this.
I luckily don't loud noise mine like right off the bat, though it does have like my favorite. I hesitate to say favorite song, but it is a song that I've become addicted to using for like everything, just because it's very modular.
Yeah.
Do you have any big plans? And I have this labeled as near or in the new year because that question's been there since like the first freaking question. When I first did that, it's one that But do you have any big plans coming up that you would like to advertise? Because this is, you know, advertising you.
Yes. So next month is my birthday. So on my actual birthday, April 22nd, I'm going to be doing like a really, really long, as long as I can manage, stream where I'm going to be playing a bunch of games with a bunch of people.
Do I have your birthday marked down? Is it the 22nd of next month?
Yeah, 22nd of April.
I'm gonna have to see if I can squeak in there. I hope that my crunch time isn't still going on because my anniversary is the 24th. So I freaking. I try and attend people's friends' birthdays and whatnot. However, unfortunately, crunch time means that I wind up having that kind of issue around this time of year.
That's fair enough. I tend to, because my affiliate anniversary is in like May, so I tend to like lump them together. Because having a big birthday bash and then a month later having a big anniversary bash just feels like greedy to me. Because of course I ask for like plenty in presents because birthday. So doing that like two months in a row just seems a little ridiculous. So I just do it all on the same day.
Yeah, I mean my birthday's in February. Then my freaking streamerversary is here in March, and it actually just passed this past week. And then my affiliate anniversary and VTuberversary are on the exact same day. And I intentionally did that because I didn't want to add another one that was that close together.
Another versary, yeah.
And I've kind of stopped celebrating Streamerversary because it's also very close to the anniversary of my mom's passing, so I just tend to take that time for myself.
Hey, as you should, as you should. So I have my birthday / stream anniversary next month, and then in July, hold on, I get my summer months mixed up. I think it's July, but it might also be June.
I mean, June and July are right next to each other, so that
I know.
Can't say I blame you on that one.
Please hold. Summer solstice, whenever the hell that is.
I feel like that's the end of June. Where's that August? It might even be August.
Yeah, see, I don't know. June 20th.
Okay.
I'm doing my annual Alzheimer's charity stream.
Let's fucking
which
go.
I'm trying to gather interest and trying to make it like a big thing, because it would be really nice if we could get some like actual sponsors for prizes. Because I've done my own solo charity streams for the past couple of years, but I'm trying to like get a group of streamers together, and I've kind of put out feelers online, and I have a couple names already, and I've made a server, but I have done nothing with it, and I have zero further details.
I don't know if I saw your post on that, but I think if I did, I might have mentioned it. Since it is August, I think that I said, I think that I said that I should be free since it's August.
Oh, it's June.
June? Oh. It's past my crunch time, so I should be free.
Yeah, I think you were definitely one of the people who was like, I may be interested. And so it's something where we can either collab, or you can just do whatever the hell you want, and then we just share a team link for Tiltify. And so all the donos go to the same thing. And
yeah,
so
I'm good for either relay or I've done both relays and I've done collabs, so I'm good for either, whichever one you decide on.
I hadn't considered like a raid train type situation, but I might think about that. That's a great idea. I'm gonna steal that idea.
Oh yeah, feel free. I mean,
I'm gonna steal that idea.
I took that from Sleepy, so.
Yeah, doing a raid train as well as part of it, but I'm trying to like get my own self to raise like $1,000, but then like the team to raise 5,000, and I feel like the more people we have, the more chance we have to hit those numbers. And so I will be once my birthday is passed, that'll be my next event focus, is getting a bunch of people together, getting them in the server so we can actually start planning and hashing stuff out. And then once I get all those people, then I can go to brands somehow and be like, hey, I have all of these people with like an average CCV of this number and like an average previously donated to charity like this number. Can we perhaps get a prize to do if we hit a certain donation level? That would be really cool if I could have that. So if you would like to be a part of that, either collabing or just by yourself, please keep your eyeballs on my Twitter.
Speaking of which, please tell my. Okay, I did type it in right. I thought that I freaking fat fingered. There is all of her socials.
Yeah.
Including her card, which is her web. No, it's a Beacons. I don't know what you said it was.
Beacons. It is. Yeah, it's a Beacons, but I pay for the domain.
But yeah, there's all of her socials. Send plenty of love.
Socials. Love, love, love. So yeah, it would be. I've had a couple people reach out to me so far, which is really awesome. People like mutuals and stuff. But I'm hoping to get like a bunch of eyes on that, and so I just don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how best to hit the algorithm because I never hit the algorithm. So I'm just focusing on birthday plans first, and then once that's done, I will really kind of dive nose first into how the hell I'm going to get this accomplished.
Got to take it one step at a time, otherwise you'll need today's shit post. Currently spiraling into insanity. Please wait warmly.
But yeah, that's really all I have right now that I can think of off the top of my head.
I mean, we've already given a couple of these, because before we tangent again, continuing down the questions, we've already given a couple of these, but do you have any particular advice you'd like to give to creators?
Change. If something is not working, change it. If you're sitting there going, I've been doing this for X amount of time and I'm not seeing any growth, really take a look at what it is that you're doing and then change it. Change one thing at a time. Because
yes, do not be afraid of experimentation.
Yeah, exactly. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different outcome. And you are the problem. I'm gonna be the one to tell you, you are the problem if you are not growing. It is not anybody else's fault but yours. And it's not saying that you're a bad creator, but something you are doing needs to change. And don't take that as like a negative. I have changed so many things over the years. PNG, 3D, different 3D, different 3D, 2D, 2D chibi, different 3D, different redeems, different overlays, different games, different schedules, different friends. Like I've done so many things, and I'm certainly not at the top of my game by any means, but like I'm almost at 1,400 on Twitch, and like I'm at 1,000 on basically every platform except for Instagram because
I think that I mean, you see the full number from behind, but you round up to 1,400 at the very least, because I saw 1.4K.
Yeah, it's like 1,360 something, but Twitch likes to round up. But yeah,
related to your thing, I suppose that is a thing that a lot of, unfortunately, it's the reverse of what a lot of people give as advice, and I don't want to assume that it's malicious, but a lot of people do say, oh, you've got to do this niche, otherwise you're not going to grow. But like,
no, absolutely not.
Where you
Maybe
will get
try it out,
where you will get
expect it to be your answer.
More eyes related to the thing. There is also the thing where a lot of those may only be there because you're playing the thing.
Yes.
And if it's something that you do so often that you can't get any new things out of it, then they're not going to be able to get your personality out of it. So they're not going to latch onto your personality as strongly. So when you actually do start to branch out, you are going to dip heavily more than you would like normally.
Yes. Yes. Play games that you actually enjoy. Don't chase every single trend, because you'll get a small boost maybe, but understand that everyone else is also playing the new thing.
Yeah.
And discoverability on Twitch is ass. So don't expect that you're going to be at the top of any list just because you play new game. So play games that you actually love, because people will be attracted to your enjoyment.
Yeah. And I'm going to plug my own thing. Use stream markers. That way you remember how to clip. You can easily put, if you're on Twitch, you can easily put the stream markers in your quick access on your OBS. And then you can go into your highlights. And then you can use those in order to make your own clips.
Yep. I have a clip button on my Stream Deck that clips and markers in case I need to go in and edit the length.
Yep.
And then
there's 2 videos that I have in my shorts that go over how to do it, the process.
Oh, amazing! Yeah, I have.
That's
I have
right.
the
Even
Twitch
though
clip
this is
and
someone
Twitch
else's
marker in the same button.
That's right. Even though this is for someone else, I'm still gonna show my stuff. This is my show.
It's your show. I'm offended. Actually, I'm leaving.
But yeah, don't be afraid to experiment.
Yes, please.
Especially if you aren't enjoying it anymore, because people will be able to tell if you aren't enjoying what you're doing, and it will hurt you more than just powering through.
Yep, exactly.
Though, we are in the viewer questions segment now. If anyone has any questions that they would like to ask in the chat, please feel free to ask them now. I do have some that are preordained, either from previous things that felt like they were fitting, or because they have grandfathered in, or because people have asked them before show. The first one is one that is grandfathered in at this point because sometimes I get some interesting reactions out of it. Are there any specific Koei Tecmo games you would like to play? It also gets grandfathered in because it's the first ever question that someone got. They do Dynasty Warrior and Atelier and a few other games.
Yes. The Atelier games, for sure. I have always witnessed them, but never actually got a chance to play them. And I would love to. Let me see. I'm going down a list. Monster Rancher is different than Monster Hunter.
I've heard good things about Monster Rancher, though.
Maybe Nio or Neo? But honestly, probably just Atelier.
I only know Atelier via Ryza. And then the second game, I think, got a remake recently?
Oh.
I don't remember which one.
I have attempted Dynasty Warriors in the past, but I'm not a huge, massive monster people battles with a bunch of people on the field and strategy. I'm not a strategy person.
The only thing I remember about Dynasty Warriors is the new game came out, and Koei Tecmo liked to troll the people that were playing the game. They would freaking kind of rag on them and whatnot. It was, I don't know. I like when devs and companies are actually willing to put their own flair on how sponsorships are going rather than just going, yep, play game, give us free views.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. Not free views, they're paying them, but still.
Still. Views.
If you actually add some personality to your sponsorship, it's going to improve it significantly.
Exactly.
What is your favorite moment you've ever had on stream?
God, my favorite moment. I honestly don't know. I don't. I mean, there was one time when I was a Respawn partner where they were spotlighting partners for chair giveaways, and I had 250 people in my stream at one time, and that was cool and terrifying. And I don't know how people do that on the regular. But other than that, like, I don't know, anytime I have someone come in and like, hey, I'm new and I actually kind of really like it here, and then they become a regular, like, those are peak. But like anytime I'm playing with like friends or yeah, I've just had a lot of really good like collab moments, I feel like. Just like inside jokes get created, or funny moments, funny stories, stuff like that. My memory is like a goldfish, so.
Fair enough. Though, speaking of inside jokes, the next question is actually, what is your favorite community meme?
My favorite community name?
Meme.
Meme. Babe, we're out of Pop-Tarts.
What is the context for that one?
When I first started streaming, we were in a one-bedroom apartment and my computer was in the living room. And one thing that Mr. Lumi would do often would be to stand across the room and speak, because my microphone would pick it up and then my mouth on my VTuber model would move. So he just from across the room goes, "Babe, we're out of Pop-Tarts," and then I just reacted to it, and it's now a GIF in Discord. And that still pops up every once in a while. Otherwise, like most recently, one of my community members turned me into a pickle, and then I made it a Discord sticker, and so that one just kind of pops up every once in a while.
Beautiful. Well, you did mention just a moment ago Respawn, but what is the best opportunity streaming has brought you, either personally or I don't know what the other term would be, economically, freaking sponsor, I don't know. Whatever you want to call it for...
Best opportunity. Probably the Respawn partnership. Like, I was a partner with Respawn, and by winning their competition, one of 10 winners, and then I also entered the Glitch Energy before they went full AI slop. And I won their competition as well. It was less rigorous than the Respawn competition, but it was still a competition. And so, like, joining up with Respawn gave me the confidence to enter those things and to put myself out there a lot more, because there are things that I'm capable of, even if I am still a small streamer, like, and you never know unless you try.
Yeah.
But I met a lot of great people through Respawn recruits. I made a lot of really solid, long-lasting friendships. I got to have an idea of what it's like, sort of, to be a partner of some sort of brand. At this point in time, it's not for me. I'm still at a stage where I don't think that it's going to be mutually beneficial. And so I just took the responsibility off myself and left both partnerships at this point in time. Because it's one thing to, like, yeah, I'm a partner of such and such brand, but then you have to, like, you're a salesperson for their products. And you have to make sales for them to actually really kind of give a crap about you in the long run. The corporation, like the people inside, they give a crap about you from day one. But the corporation itself doesn't really care about you unless you're making them sales. And so with the deliverables and the sales that I like had to make and was unable to make because my community is small and we're all broke bitches. So
it's okay if you're a broke bitch.
Fair that you can't buy things to support me. I get it. I appreciate you anyway.
It's okay to be a broke bitch. We're both broke bitches as well.
Exactly.
No shade.
No shade.
What about personally then? I mean, I'm assuming that, partially being able to actually get out and reach out to people is definitely part of it, considering that was one of the things.
Yeah, and the friendships, I think, would be the most, like, personal opportunities. Because, like, I've been able to join up on, like, meet and greets at cons through a couple of different people, but I feel like I made those connections myself without the help of anyone else. So it just getting the confidence to do that would be the biggest, like, boon I got from sponsorships and partnerships.
Speaking of the friendships, though, I'm gonna skip down one and then we'll go back to that one. Favorite person you've met through streaming?
Favorite person? Oh my god. I can't pick.
The loaded question. Get your clips ready,
You're
kids.
You're making me top 8 my friends. I really can't choose. Like I've gone in and out of acquaintanceships and friendships with people over the years where it's like, yeah, I've met like some Twitch partners and it was kind of cool, but like, and we kind of formed a friendship, but then they like stopped streaming and like my life went in a different direction and like we don't talk anymore.
Yeah.
But like the close friends that I have right now, you know, like Phoenix, Tatsu, Mavis, like Fellwing, like you're all my favorite people.
Fellwing down there freaking doing the point.
Yeah.
Streamer said name.
Streamer said name. Streamer noticed me.
What is your overall goal with content creation? Going back to the previous question that we skipped.
To be able to raise a lot of money for the charities that mean a lot to me. But also to be able to be like have this be a sustainable source of income to where I can go down and work part-time or not at all. Because I just have the most fun doing this. I'm full of happiness and joy and my depression is cured when I'm streaming. Yippee! And then I have to go to work and it all comes back.
Yeah.
So like being able to just like play the games that I love and hang out with the people that I love all day long would be really nice. But even if I could do that like part-time would be really, really nice, like on a personal selfish level. But ultimately it's to get enough eyes on the charities that mean the most to me.
I mean, if you were to be able to get, you know, so down to part-time, you could focus more time on said charities and also...
Exactly.
And then full-time, you could dedicate the whole time to an even split between your stuff in order to continue going up, and then that means that you can send them through charities, and then...
Because, like, yeah, my community is pretty sizable right now. It's obviously bigger than it's ever been. But, like, it's not... I feel incredibly guilty asking them for money, first of all.
Yeah.
There's not enough people to evenly split supporting me to where they're also not putting themselves in debt in the process. And like, I don't have enough sources of passive income. Like, I've increased the number of ads I do on streams to help that a little bit. I'm trying to monetize on YouTube, but that takes a really long time. So if I could have like a bunch of streams of passive income, that would be the best outcome, because then I'm not being like, okay guys, new month, I need more subs and bits, please, thank you.
I don't even have the ads set to on Twitch for money purposes, because let's be honest, the money cut for freaking ads on Twitch is dog ass.
It's not great, yeah.
I freaking have... I don't think that I've made even a third of the amount that I've made from literally even from subs alone. I don't think I've made even a third that I've made from subs alone out of ads for the past 3 months.
Oh yeah, no, it's like a couple bucks a month that you make off of ads.
It's like
not a lot.
After December, all the ads just kind of pull out because they're not freaking trying to get that Christmas rush. And that's even without taking into account freaking Twitch's back-end shit where they're constantly trying to find ways to not count people and X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
Though, as our resident expert gamer, the final question on the preordained questions that you totally are a fantastic gamer. What is your proudest gaming moment on stream?
Oh god, my proudest gaming moment on stream. Anytime I beat a game. Anytime I finish a game. Or like succeed at a puzzle, because I'm also not good at puzzles. So, like I've actually finished quite a few games on stream, but like beating like the Little Nightmares games has always been really exciting for me. I play those in October because of I play only in October do I play scary games.
No way.
So beating those was nice because they're like platformers and also kind of puzzle games, and they're difficult and they're not normally what I would play.
I'm still debating if I want to freaking save Dino Crisis for October or if I want to freaking do it for anniversary.
There you go. So anytime I like complete a game is a proud moment because I get distracted by side quests a lot, and sometimes I just drop a game entirely because it's not capturing my joy.
Oh yeah. I've had a few games where even them being on the quote-unquote completion list, which means that I'm technically supposed to finish the games, some of them are just so not it that you gotta drop it because your enjoyment is going to freaking dip, and then everyone else's enjoyment's going to dip because you don't give a shit.
Yep, exactly.
Though, that is all of the written questions and all of the preordained viewer questions. Are there any questions that you guys have in the... Well, if it's in the comments, then you guys are a little late. You guys are going to have to ask her on her socials, which are in the comment section, or the description. I can do words. I know what the hell YouTube has in all of its things.
Words good.
That being said, though... Any questions? We'll say 30 seconds to see if just in case there's delay, because that'll put us at an even 48 minutes as our tail end on that. And if not, then we will wrap it up.
Yeah, I do know that your chat has a little bit of a delay, so we'll give them a little bit.
YouTube chat gets a lot more delay because YouTube in general just seems to...
Yes. I didn't even have your YouTube open this whole time. I will find you.
I mean, everyone that's normally in YouTube has come over to the Twitch side so far, so they're like, oh, hey, things are going on Twitch. I'll go over there, which is actually really nice that I have a community that's willing to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, I do love that.
Because Christ knows that Twitch on its own ain't exactly freaking... growing. I think that this is probably this is going to be the big spike that's going to freaking be the same number for like the next 2 months probably. Oh, I might get a spike in anniversary, but who knows? Either way, we have passed the 28. Well, I mean, aside from obviously people that bleed over from the other places that I do shorts, though. That, I suppose, is going to be it, because I do not see any other questions. And you have to go and do grocery shopping and do adult things. Ugh, cringe.
Cringe. Well, thank you so much for having me. This was
a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me for the finale of Season 2. Did you have any notes that you wanted to leave on?
I don't think so. I mean, my big thing is you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so try. Put yourself out there. But don't turn into a whiny little bitch when it fails.
And especially don't go to her and her DMs when you are going to be that whiny little bitch.
Yeah, don't do that. But if you truly want to turn something into success for yourself, you are the only one who's going to do that. It's not anybody else's fault when you're not growing. Look at yourself, try something new, and do not get discouraged when something fails, because inevitably something will fail, and that is okay.
But also don't become a self-fulfilling prophecy and say that you are doing dog shit if you don't gain like 1 million followers in a month. There's so many
realistic expectations.
There are so many artists that I know of, and that's the spheres that I'm in that do this the worst, that have 500 followers and then set, if I don't get 600 retweets, this isn't going to work.
Yeah, realistic expectations.
But
yeah, that's it really.
I suppose that I will let you go do your adult stuff. Thank you once again for joining me, because, as I say, without the guests, obviously I'm just some idiot that's constantly going over the same questions. into the void every single month.
Amazing. All right. Well,
Once again, her socials are in both chats.
Thank yous. Thank yous.
Go send plenty of love, and I will let you go and do your thing.
Well, thank you so much. I had a great time, and I will see you around.
Thank you for joining. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And let me hop over to this, and for those that are on YouTube, once again, all of her stuff will be in the description below. And thank you all for joining me for Season 2. As I've mentioned before, this is the season finale. Once again, I want to thank my guests, all the guests that have shown up throughout the season, because without them, the show doesn't happen, and you guys don't have more interesting VTubers to follow. And I want to thank all of my viewers, because without you guys, well, we're all just talking into the void, and hopefully me and all of my guests have been able to bring you some enjoyment, or even just some background noise while you're working on something else throughout the season. Thank you all so much for watching. Like if you liked, subscribe to become part of the Eggplant Patch, and I will see you in the next one, which will probably be something else because, like I said, between seasons this will be going on hiatus because it is too hot for me to want to risk wasting my guests' time if I'm literally dying from 108-degree weather. Love y'all. Bye.